The village of Dolton is more than $3.5 million in the hole. Mayor Tiffany Henyard is accused of misusing money, and today she's nowhere to be found.
Very, very diligently, very hard under difficult circumstances to get as much information as we could to share with you.
She thinks she's going to jail. I'm also a former Cook County Sheriff for the Department of Correction, and I suggest that she go and take a tour of that facility so she can see what's in store for her.
Oh my God! Contrary to what many people think, Tiffany Henyard wasn't actually elected as mayor. Oh no, this whole saga kicked off when the Board of Trustees appointed her to finish the term of the late Mayor Frank Zuccarelli. Talk about a plot twist. Now, according to state law, the Thornton Township Board had 60 days to appoint a replacement. The frontrunners were Trustee Joyce Washington, because of her long tenure, and Trustee Jerry Jones. There was also Thornton Township Assessor Cassandra Elston in the mix. But you know how politics can be, right? The board couldn't agree on a single candidate. Here's where it gets interesting. In a last-minute move that would make even reality TV producers jealous, Trustee Christopher Gonzalez nominated Henyard. And get this, she was voted in and sworn in just minutes before midnight. Talk about cutting it close.
You've been voted the Thornton Township Supervisor. How do you feel right now?
Oh man, I'm overjoyed. Didn't see it coming. I love it. That means that I am truly blessed and everyone loves me. I love them. Thank you.
Now, some fans think the Board of Trustees had their own secrets to hide. Why else would they rush to make a decision instead of letting the public have a say? It's giving very much what happens in Dolton stays in Dolton vibes, if you know what I mean. At first, things seemed pretty chill. Henyard's first meeting was your typical boring government stuff. She was all about serving the people and being the people's mayor. But honey, actions speak louder than words, and Henyard's actions were about to get loud. It didn't take long for Mayor Tiffany to start showing her true colors. She began asking people who were close to the former township supervisor to leave. Rumor has it, she felt threatened by anyone who knew more about the job than she did. I mean, can you blame her? She wasn't exactly chosen for her skills, if you catch my drift. Henyard's first big move? Ousting Jessica Jones and Stephanie Weidman, two longtime employees. And get this, she didn't even give them a reason. It was like a real-life episode of The Apprentice, but without the "you're fired" catchphrase. But wait, it gets messier. Apparently, Henyard has been bullying other elected officials too. Sources say she's been beefing with Township Assessor Cassandra Elston. She even locked Elston out of her office. When Elston finally got back in, she found sensitive paperwork just sitting out in the open where anyone could see it. We're talking names, addresses, social security numbers, the whole shebang.
Confidential, sensitive papers that were in a common area.
This morning, some of those documents were gone.
When the heat started getting to Henyard, she tried to play it cool. She was all like, "Oh, I just reorganized the office spaces, no big deal." But honey, if that were true, why wasn't there any paperwork about these arrangements? It's giving very much the dog ate my homework energy. Some people tried to back Henyard up, like Keith Freeman. Here's what he had to say.
Her office was relocated to an area so that we can take care of some business in her office area. She did not call and ask us why she was being relocated. She did not call and ask us any information about that. There were no files left out.
But besties, the tea just keeps getting hotter. When people started calling out Henyard for not doing much for the community, did she step up her game? Nope. Instead, she decided to shame the media for not writing good things about her. I kid you not, she actually said this. "I would appreciate it if people stopped writing negative stuff about the township and write all the good that we do here in the township. Write the stuff that's the truth, not the mess and gossip. That's kid stuff. God don't make no mistakes. He put the right person that he knew was going to do the work and take the lashes and bear the strength to keep going, enduring it all." Girl, what? Last time I checked, being mayor wasn't about getting good press. It's about serving the people. When Henyard's reputation took a nosedive faster than my motivation on a Monday morning, she started getting all spiritual. She claimed she was a good spirit fighting with the devil. I mean, I love a good spiritual journey, but this is giving major deflection vibe.
Bald-faced example of Supervisor Henyard's promise of come to the good things. There's so much good going on that we want to tell you about. When we show up to report on it, we were denied access.
So that's what happened to our reporter, and then at the next meeting that you attended, we heard this.
Because y'all don't want to do the research. Y'all keep listening to people and no one's showing you fact. They keep telling you fiction, fake story, fake news, like for real, stop. But go check, guys, if you really want to know the truth so you can understand what it is that we're fighting over.
Even Gonzalez, the guy who nominated her in the first place, started spilling the tea. He said that from day one, Henyard acted like she owned the place.
She just kept basically yelling, what are they going to think now? What are they going to say now? Speaking of the Dolton trustees, because I guess, like I said, there was already a rift and I didn't know that.
And honey, the drama doesn't stop there. In just her first year, Henyard was involved in multiple controversies. We're talking hiring a offender as an inspector, spending taxpayer money without board approval, and using Dolton police officers as her personal security detail. It's like she's trying to speedrun the how to be a controversial mayor game. But the residents of Dolton weren't having it. At the annual meeting, people started calling her out left and right. One 23-year-old resident encouraged township leaders to be more transparent. Another resident, GIS Watts, straight up told Henyard that people didn't trust her to fix things. Ouch. Even Trina DS, who used to back Henyard, didn't hold back. She called out Henyard for office issues, being locked out of a Dolton board meeting, and even raised concerns about misconduct on official trips. The tea is scalding, besties. And it's not just about politics. Nate Fields, a photographer who used to work for Thornton Township, shared his story too. He said Henyard promised to have his back after the former supervisor died, but then fired him without reason. Talk about a plot twist. But wait, there's more. A township staffer claimed that Henyard was using men to intimidate workers and keep them silent. The staffer said, "I'm scared to come to work. I don't want to feel scared to come to work every day." This is giving major horrible bosses vibes, and not in a funny way. Now let's talk about all the legal drama because, honey, it's a lot. Henyard has more lawsuits against her than I have shoes, and trust me, I have a lot of shoes. We're talking wrongful termination suits, accusations of favoritism, and even a assault lawsuit where she's named alongside Dolton Village trustee Andrew Holmes. There's also a lawsuit from a barbershop owner who says Dolton officials gave him the runaround and improperly denied him a business license. And don't even get me started on the lawsuit from Dwayne Thrash, a former maintenance manager. He claims he was fired for not going along with a shady scheme to replace the school board's attorney. The plot thickens. With all these lawsuits piling up faster than my laundry on a busy week, it's no wonder the feds decided to step in. And guess who they brought in to investigate? None other than former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. She's charging $400 an hour to dig into Henyard's alleged lavish spending habits. We're talking frequent travel, fancy hotel stays, and pricey meals, all on the taxpayer's dime. Henyard's defense? She says she's being targeted for being a black woman in power. But honey, the Dolton Village Board of Trustees who agreed to bring in Lightfoot are also black. It's giving very much playing the race card when the deck is stacked against you. Lightfoot's not messing around either. She's looking into a trip Henyard took to Las Vegas that reportedly resulted in unapproved expenses and accusations of misconduct. She's also examining why a village prosecutor received a $900,000 salary over 2 years. That's more coin than I make in my dreams. But here's where it gets really juicy. Federal subpoenas have been flying around like confetti at a New Year's party. They're asking for all sorts of records: payroll, expenses, employment, reimbursement, credit card, travel, you name it. And it's not just Henyard in the hot seat. Her political committee, her cancer charity, her boyfriend, 2 of her relatives, 4 trustee allies, her deputy police chief, and even her defunct burger business are all named in the subpoenas. It's like a who's who of Dolton drama. And the plot thickens even more. Henyard's top aide, Keith Freeman, has been charged with bankruptcy fraud. The feds say he didn't report his earnings from Dolton. But get this, he's still holding on to his positions in both the village and township. Some people think his lawyer might be trying to get him to cooperate with investigators. It's giving very much sing like a canary vibes. Despite all this tea spilling everywhere, Henyard is still claiming it's all fake news motivated by race. But honey, when the people calling you out are also black, that excuse is weaker than a paper umbrella in a hurricane. Now let's talk numbers because the receipts don't lie. Henyard and her crew have racked up more than $12,000 in travel expenses charged to taxpayers in just the past year. We're talking first-class airfare, a $990 stay at the Four Seasons in Atlanta, and a $330 bill from the Marriott Marquis in New York City. And let's not forget that $26,000 trip to Las Vegas. Girl, I know Vegas is expensive, but that's taking it to a whole new level. So what do the residents of Dolton think about all this? Well, many of them believe Henyard should be behind bars. One fan said, "Stop paying Tiffany 6 figures for a public servant job that she's not doing, and you might have some money. Better yet, put her behind in prison where she belongs." Ouch. That's harsher than my skincare routine after a late night out. Whew, that was a lot to unpack, besties. From shady appointments to FBI investigations, lavish spending to multiple lawsuits, Mayor Tiffany Henyard's story has more drama than all the Real Housewives franchises combined. So, what do you think? Is Henyard really being targeted unfairly, or is she just facing the consequences of her actions? Is this a case of power corrupting, or was she in over her head from the start? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, in the world of politics, today's tea could be tomorrow's cold coffee. So stay tuned, stay informed, and most importantly, stay fabulous. And reminding you that in Dolton, Illinois, the only thing hotter than the summer heat is the political drama. Goodbye.